What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing. I need to know because it's always good when family come together. You dig what I'm saying? Love it, man. Love it. As promised, I just could not let the day end without going in on this dude right here, man. I mean, Charles Barkley is just easily like one of the worst human beings that exist. Easy. I know some of y'all can't see it because y'all like to laugh. You know, y'all just clowns. Y'all like to see clowns. See, anytime you like to laugh at a clown so much that you'll like sacrifice your convictions for a laugh, you're a clown too. Like everybody like to laugh, don't get me wrong. I like laughing too, but there's a time and a place for everything, and everything ain't funny. And Charles Barkley is just one of those dudes that, you know, he'll do anything for a joke, a laugh, or some attention. Like, the only time, if you notice about Charles Barkley, the only time they really ask him to comment on something serious is when it's a black issue, which he knows very little about because he hasn't been around black people for a long time. So, but they love getting his opinion on black issues. They love talking to him for some reason. Well, we know the reason. He do their bidding. So that's why they want to talk to him. Now, I want to take y'all back for some of you guys who thought I was too harsh when I made my statements last week, and I said, you know, why Kobe? Why not Charles Barkley? Some people thought I was being, you know, too rough. They thought I was just way too insensitive, and I was over the top. But this is what I mean when I tell y'all about enemies. Enemies don't take a day off. They may appear to take a break, but they don't take days off. So because you're not hearing about them or you're not hearing from them, don't mean that they're not sitting back conspiring and going like, every time they see something good happening in your life or with your people, they're going like, they're mad. And I could see Charles Barkley in his vocal absence being mad when people were singing Kobe's praises, when Shaq and everybody else was saying all these nice things about Kobe. You could tell Shaq was biting his, you could tell that Kobe was biting his lip. Kobe didn't really want, I'm tripping. You could tell that Charles Barkley was biting his lip. He really didn't want to say anything because I think he knew that if he said something, his mouth would have overloaded his ass and he would have slipped up and said what he typically says in private. But he couldn't hold it. He just could not hold it any longer. He had to speak on it. And he jumped out there and he made some inflammatory comments about Kobe today. And he said that Kobe should be remembered for both his 2003 sexual assault charge and for his stellar career. That's what he said. He should be remembered. He should be remembered for a rape case. He should be remembered. Okay. All of the things that he did before that, before 2003, the 2003 sexual assault allegation, and after that, he's not saying he should be remembered for any of that stuff. He's just saying he should be remembered for the rape and his stellar career. And I'm gonna say it again, family. I don't believe the woman who claimed that he raped her. The woman had everybody semen in her panties but Kobe's. okay? She had 3 other men's semen in her panties. When they questioned her about it, she said she accidentally, this is when they questioned her when she came in to get the rape kit, to get tested. When they questioned her about it, she told them that she must have grabbed some old panties out the hamper. And they let that ride. What other case do you know where a so-called victim is going to allege somebody raped them? Investigators find 3 other men's semen in her panties, and she's going to be considered a credible witness. They're going to be like, man, if you don't get up out of here with that, they're going to call her everything but a child of God. They're going to laugh her straight up out of the police department. And they're going to talk about her just like everybody else was talking about her. But see, because Kobe was a prominent Black male, then there is no room for error. All you have to do is be accused of something, and you did it in many people's eyes. If you're just accused of something, if you're a Black male, then you may as well have just, you may as well have done it, because they're going to presume that you've done it. And they're going to, from that moment on, some people are going to treat you like you actually done it. It doesn't matter that the case got dismissed, but the fact that Kobe wrote a letter to the victim basically apologizing for having sex with her, because he didn't deny that he had sex with her. He did deny that the sex was not forced. But then in his letter to her, he had to show remorse. See, like, that's how it works in the criminal courts. If you plead guilty to something, even if you didn't do it, you have to show remorse in order for the judge to show leniency, in order for them to feel like, okay, we're gonna give you, we're okay with this. We're okay with the sentence. We're okay with the punishment or whatever. Or we're okay with letting the case be dismissed, but we need a public apology. That public apology really was to be used as evidence to protect the alleged victim's character. That's what that was for. Because after he sent that, now forever she has this letter saying like, yeah, you know, look, he's even saying, well, he thought it was consensual, but now he realizes that she didn't think it was consensual, and for that, I apologize. So anybody who's ever been involved in the criminal justice system, you know that people admit to crimes every day that they didn't commit. People cop out to plea bargains when I say every day, I mean thousands of people in the United States. Think about what I'm saying. Thousands of people cop out to crimes every day. They agree to plea bargains every single day for crimes that they did not commit, because the penalty of exercising their constitutional rights is too great to risk. You know, if you mess around and you go to court and you play this game in their courtrooms where the prosecutors routinely have over a 95% conviction rate, think about what I'm saying. The odds are not in your favor. Even if you have money, the odds are not in your favor. So put yourself in Kobe's shoes, where you had consensual sex with a woman, and this woman decides, you know what? I want to come up on a payday. I'm going to get paid. And not only am I going to get paid, I can remain anonymous. I'm going to remain anonymous. And I'm going to go after him to get some money, because I just wasn't satisfied that he didn't call me back. You know, I just wasn't satisfied. You know, doesn't look like anything else there. So put yourself in Kobe's shoes. You had consensual sex with a woman. And after it was over, you go on about your business, she go on about her business. And then all of a sudden you get a notice saying that this woman is claiming that you raped her. What the hell? What you talking about? It's consensual. You know, I'm Kobe Bryant. I ain't got to rape nobody. I ain't got to take none. I mean, women are throwing it at me left and right. You know, like I don't have to take nothing. Women are throwing it at me. Why would I even? I got way, and I got so much to lose. Like, and I know that there are people out there, that are women out there that are like that, that will immediately scream rape if I just almost appear to be like forcing myself on a woman. So I'm not gonna do something like that. Think about what I'm saying, family. And so he gets this paperwork. The lawyers tell him, look, man, best thing that you can do with this, if you want this thing to go away, is to settle, write a letter of an apology. You know, you don't have to straight out say that you raped her, but you need to say that, well, you know, I thought it was consensual. You know, but apparently she didn't think it was consensual. So, you know, I apologize for that. You know, any harm I've done, just go away. I'm gonna send her $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, whatever that settlement was. And this is over. I can get on with my life, because, you know, I cannot afford to, number one, go to prison, but number two, I got work to do. I got to get back to work. I got to get back to my family. I can't be going through these hearings and trials and all this stuff. You know that the NBA season is like 9 months or something like that. A Kobe Bryant trial could last 6 months. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just not worth. And then even if it only lasted a month, you don't know when the trial will start. So it's just a whole lot easier for somebody on that type of level to just say, let me just settle this thing and let it go away. If I got to write him a letter of apology and humble myself, I'll do it. But initially, Kobe Bryant was probably like, man, I didn't rape her. Y'all crazy, man. I'm not signing that letter, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that, man. It makes me look like I'm guilty. And the lawyers are like, Kobe, you're a black man being accused of rape by a white woman. You are guilty. The lawyers will convince you. Look, the best thing to do, man, is sign. Who gives a damn, man, what looks like, man, you know, you just need to get this behind you, man. You want to go home? You want to go to jail? Or you want to go home? Remember Denzel in Training Day? You want to go to jail? Or you want to go home? Kobe wanted to go home. So he writes the letter. So, but on top of everything, family, the case was dismissed. The woman is totally not credible. You got a so-called victim who is totally not credible. And you have a case that's been dismissed. Still and yet, just because he was accused, oh, this is part of his legacy. Oh, you know, the rape thing, you know, we got to remember both. We got to remember the rape, and we got to remember his career. Charles Barkley is a hater. He's always been a losing hater. He's never won a championship. He is selfish. That's why he never won a championship. And I hate like hell that he came over to Houston and dragged us for 2 years. We could have won at least 1 or 2 more championships without him. They traded for his sorry ass, and here we are, get kicked out of the playoffs 2 years in a row, messing with him. Charles Barkley was a selfish player. That's why he never won a championship. Even to this day, a lot of things that come out of his mouth is indicative of a selfish player. He doesn't consider the feelings of people around him and how it impacts them. He only thinks about himself. He's a selfish, step and fetch it, tap dancing, cross-dressing clown. Charles Barkley, y'all. And that is why I said in that video, I asked God, why Kobe Bryant? Why not Charles Barkley? Charles Barkley is totally useless. He's absolutely useless. The dude is a clown. Watch that show and he barely can talk. Watch the show and every time there's a joke, he's the butt of the joke. They got him dressing in wigs and dresses and putting on high heel shoes and lipstick and nail polish, kissing old white dudes in all-star games. They just make a clown out of him. They basically gutted his manhood. And he's been tap dancing ever since. He's been tap dancing ever since. And he's always, if you watch him, he will always take the unpopular side of the Black community. Listen to what I'm saying. Every time there's a major issue in the Black community, Charles Barkley take the unpopular side. He's always riding with people who look down on the Black community or people who routinely disparage the Black community. He always looks at their end and empathizes with them. He did it with Trayvon Martin. Y'all say y'all don't like Zimmerman? Y'all can't stand Zimmerman? Well, Charles Barkley thought that they got it right. He thought the jury got it right in the Trayvon Martin case. I know how y'all feel about that case. Charles Barkley said they got it right. This Charles Barkley, for all of you out there who saying, well, what did Charles Barkley do? He said they got it right. That wasn't enough. He said that the jury got it right in not, well, the grand jury got it right in not indicting Officer Darren Wilson for executing teenager Michael Brown, just gunning the boy down. Charles Barkley said the grand jury did the right thing. He said they did the right thing. He always takes the side that's opposite of what the Black community stands for collectively. Why do y'all like this? Why do y'all care about this dude so much? I do not understand. Now I know why the rest of y'all care. I know what y'all do because he do your bidding. A lot of y'all be, well, that's my guy, Charles Barkley. He says what he feels. Let me tell you something. One of these days, Charles Barkley is going to slip up and he's going to piss off all those white people that kiss his ass every time he says something derogatory about the Black community or a Black individual. One of these days, he is going to slip up and they are going to eviscerate his ass. They are going to be ready to get rid of him. And all of that clowning he done and all of that backstabbing that he did towards the Black community, they're going to forget all about that. Because with those type of people, if you're Black, all you got to do is make one mistake and they will cancel your ass for life. You don't get to redeem yourself. They will cancel you for life. Well, Charles Barkley could, depending on what he does, he could redeem himself by simply attacking Black people again. As soon as he attacks Black people, but they're not as quick to jump right back over. They'll be like, well, he's right. I didn't like what he said, but I'll cancel that guy. But maybe I'm warming back up to him, because the way white supremacy works is that white supremacy always discards its tools when it's finished with them. White supremacy will use you, but once it's done with you, they will discard you. And that is 1000% of the time. Let me jump into the chat and see what y'all saying. I'm gonna start in the super chat, see who over here. What's up, Reggie Dunley? I see you, Earl Williams. Welcome to level 1. Who is that? Goya Dar. Everyone hit the like button. Absolutely, hit that like button. Smash up the likes, family. It's too many people watching for it to not have more likes. Smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Does not necessarily mean you agree with what I'm saying, but it does mean that you appreciate the fact that I'm bringing you this content, taking the time out of my schedule to inform you. ABX, what's up, ABX? Yeah, man. Say, I'm taking a break from my trip to Houston so I can listen to this nonsense from Barkley. Some should be ejected from the group. Money is a hell of a drug. It is. And also unwanted acceptance is a hell of a drug. You see what I'm saying? Like he wants acceptance that he'll never get. Like he's being tolerated, not accepted. And the tap dancers don't know the difference. TZ Frank, what's up? Barkley be looking for opportunities to buck dance. Absolutely. Always buck dancing. What's up, JLJ? 504 and HD. I see you. Harold Williams. He said, I don't even remember seeing the accuser's face. Did they ever show her face as far as Charles Barkley? Nah, I don't know what she looks like, man. I don't know what she looks like at all. Reggie Donnelly says Charles still mad about Kobe's big bro MJ dropping his ass off on a silver platter back in 1993 during the NBA Finals. Yeah, Charles a loser, man. And they had that, at the trip parties, they have that guy always speaking on, like, they have him speaking as an expert. Man, to be on that type of level, you got 3 people on the show. Everybody got championships except Ernie and Charles. Ernie got a hell of an excuse. Ernie didn't play ball. Charles is the only one who routinely speaks on sports issues who don't have a championship. He's the only one. He's totally unqualified. I wouldn't even listen to him if I was a guy in sports. I wouldn't even listen to him because he don't know how to win the big games. He don't know how to win the important games. Jason Hanna, what's up? I see you. Yeah, he don't know how to win the important games. So I wouldn't even pay attention to that dude. Says Charles Barkley wanted Kobe to give him a ring. Let's see. Southside Chicago in the house. Who is that? Aya Earth Seeds. Earth Seeds. What's up, Hannah? Appreciate you. Who is that? Jason Hannah. Fort Wayne, Indiana is back. That's what's up. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Euro Higgins. Never did care for Barkley. Yeah, Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, I heard about that video. They said that there's a video of Kobe's alleged victim rapping about the incident. She's no victim. Oh yeah, and I also heard people say that friends of hers said that she was bragging right after the incident happened. And they said she was not in distress. She was not injured. She was not emotionally down or anything. They were saying, you know, she was happy. That's the word that they used. They used happy. They said after, right, like immediately after it, they said she was happy. Does that sound like a victim to you? No, man. The only reason why we're having this conversation, the only reason why we're here is because Kobe is a black man, period. He's a successful black man, a prominent black man. And it's people out there, when they see a black man, especially celebrated, elevated, you know, to like an idol status, you know, or just people just singing a black man's praise, they got to be like, oh, no. What about this? Anything that they can say about you to stick, they're going to do it. They're going to try to put it on you. Anything they can do, they're going to try to come with it. Like, it's like Eddie Griffin said, man, they're going to always have an asterisk by your name. If you're black, I don't give a damn who you are. They're going to put an asterisk by your name. So don't even try to come out here and play that perfect game with them. Don't try to do that. Don't try to do that so-called role model thing. You know, just by living and doing well and all that type of stuff, you're a role model anyway. But don't try to live up to their expectations of what a role model is. You know, just be the best person that you can be. Don't try to live up to their expectations, because the moment you make a mistake, and you are human and you will make a mistake. None of us are perfect. You will make a mistake. So, and when you do it, if you're trying to live up to their standards of a role model, you are going to fail. You are guaranteed to fail. And when you fall, you will fall hard. You saw what happened to Tiger Woods. With all that, you know, kicking it with him and showing love and respect and all the stuff he did and trying to be perfect, he just couldn't quite be perfect. No matter what, he could not be perfect. And they jumped all over him for it. Tiger Woods admitted to cheating on his wife. His wife found out and tried to kill him. His wife took a golf club to his head. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't even go public for like 3 or 4 days. He couldn't be seen in public for 3 or 4 days or so, because he was badly injured in the face. Somehow, the wife tried to kill him, but Tiger Woods ended up being the villain. The wife ended up being the victim, and he's the villain. Tiger Woods is the bad guy. All of this great stuff that Tiger Woods has accomplished, and nobody's saying nothing right now. That incident is in the past. When Tiger Woods die, they're going to get him too. They're going to get him. They're going to get him. He will not leave here without that asterisk. You know, that he won't leave here without that asterisk. I'm trying to say asterisk. He will not leave here without that asterisk. But here's the deal. Like, I don't care about it myself. I already know I ain't perfect. And I don't live my life trying to please them. I just try to be the best person that I can be. That's it. And because I know I'm flawed. I know I'm going to make mistakes, and I know I'm a work in progress. I'm cool with that. But it's not one single person on this planet can point a finger at me, and I can't point a finger back at them. You see what I'm saying? Because ain't none of us perfect. Everybody got something they done that they're ashamed of, that they're embarrassed about. You know, that's not going to shine a good light on them if somebody found out. So that's why it don't matter what I do. If I do something and somebody got a problem with it, depending on how they come at me, I got something for them. You know, I can, whatever they bring to me, man, I can bring back tenfold. So none of that stuff, I'm not afraid of none of those type of people who come with that type of energy towards me. See, this is what I meant. Treshawn Hughes says, Willie, I got to stop you there. Charles was the MVP when Jordan was in the league and Dream Team went to the finals. There are a lot of bums with championships who didn't play. Charles gave it up for parents. Man, I don't want to hear all that. Charles Barkley was a damn loser. He didn't know when to take the shot or to pass the ball down in the critical moments of the game. In the critical stages of the game, that's when championships are made. That's when you can tell who has that championship heart. Robert Horry was a better player than Charles Barkley. Yeah, Charles Barkley scored more points and he got more rebounds and all of that. But Robert Horry made the shots when they counted. Now, if you were going on a mission, if you were out there on a mission and you had a goon with you that you out there, let's say you're a soldier in the army and you got one of your fellow soldiers is killing everything, like y'all just going through, it's easy, it's killing everything. And then it come down to the critical stages and he went to sleep. When it counted the most, you couldn't get past a certain territory. Every time you get to that certain line, there's a boundary, he can't get past it. He can't help you penetrate that. He stalls out. Charles Barkley is one of those type of dudes. You got some players out there who are great individual players. He was a great individual player, but he was a horrible team player. It is a difference. It is a difference. Can you win the championships? When it's time to get the championship, how steady are you? How stiff are you? Charles wasn't stiff when it came to winning the championships. He's shooting the ball, he holding the ball, time running out, the ball get ripped from him. He's shooting the ball from half court when you got a layup right there, they could have won the game. I mean, just go back and look at the tapes in the critical moments, in the critical stages of these championship games. And some of these games, he was no-shows. He did not have the heart of a champion. There was a lot of great scores. I do agree with you that some guys have championships. Some guys rode the bench and got championships, got championship rings. But they also give championship rings to trainers. But if you're going to be on that court and you're going to play and you're going to contribute to the game throughout the regular season or whatever, and then when it comes down to playoffs, you stiff up, you can't get over the hump when it comes to a championship. What does that say about you? He was no championship player. When he came to Houston, he had Clyde Drexler and Akeem Olajuwon in their prime and couldn't win a championship. What does that say? He couldn't win a championship. Well, I guess they wasn't in their prime. They was at the peak of their prime because they had just won a championship the year before. Charles came and made the team worse. He didn't make the team better. He made the team worse. Houston wasted 2 seasons with that clown. Yeah, he was straight simps, Charles Williams. Yeah, what's up, George Baker? I see you. Chad Jamal, drop the beat for mind playing tricks. Exactly. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Lamont. I see you, Lamont. Lamont That Way Jones, raw and uncut. And for my members, I appreciate y'all, dropping messages more than once to get my attention, because sometimes, I overlook the messages because they're moving so fast, but I appreciate that. Red Bricks, what's up, Red Bricks? If you're just not joining the broadcast, we got Charles stepping, fetch it, buck dancing, tap dancing. We sick boss Barkley hating on Kobe Bryant. He couldn't hold it long. He had to say something. He said that Kobe Bryant should be remembered for both his 2003 sexual assault charge and his stellar career. He said this on the Today Show. And check this out. See, this is what Charles Barkley would do. He's real good at this, right? He'll sprinkle some truth into a conversation, let's say a topic, or he'll talk about, let's say it's something about black on black crime. He'll say something positive about black people. Like he'll say something like, well, not all black people are thugs and criminals. A lot of black people are hardworking. They get up and go to work and take care of their children and they contribute to the community and stuff. And that's great. But we got too many of them out there that just make everybody look bad. And, and we got to do something about that. And we need the police officers. They saying bad things about the police officers, but we need these police officers out here, and because all officers are not bad. See, it's one of those situations where what's understood ain't got to be said. But when he makes statements like that, he kind of circumvents accountability and he lets the officers off the hook. He makes it seem like it's not that critical that they get it right. When he starts talking about things like it's not that, it's not as bad as they try to make it seem. So he'll sprinkle some truth, say something positive, and then he'll just go in with his dumbass opinions, and all too often, he gets a pass. And here's what I mean. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest basketball players ever. He had a flaw that we all know about. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest ball players ever. He had a flaw that we all know about. Every damn person who ever died have a flaw that we all know about. Did you speak on that? Have you talked about their flaws? Have you said that we got to tell it all? When are you going to start talking about all these other cats out here who actually have credible witnesses who have come forward and accused them of sexual allegations? Many of them have actual evidence. They have proof, including against this guy whose ass you love kissing named Donald Trump. This dude is the president of the United States, and he have over a dozen rape allegations against him. This the president of the United States of America got over a dozen rape allegations levied against him. America don't give a damn about rape victims. I do. I care about victims of sexual assault, but I'm telling you that all of these people acting like they so outraged about Kobe Bryant violating some woman. First of all, they ain't even considered who this woman was, but let's just say, let's imagine hypothetically it was true that it happened. They're so outraged at Kobe Bryant, but they waited till he died to be this outraged. It wasn't even this outraged when it was first alleged that it happened. Why are they so outraged now? It is because a Black man is being honored in death. And they can't stand that. Woo, man. They can't, man, they don't like that. They don't like that. America is not serious about bringing people that are accused of sexual assault, rape, to justice. America was founded on rape, sexual assault. Over 90% of rape cases in America go untested every year. All across America, in police departments all across America. I'm not making this up. This is facts. Over 90% of rape kits, I said cases at first, but rape kits. Over 90% of rape kits in America have gone untested. They right now are laying dormant in police departments all over America. They have, you understand what I'm saying, family? The rape kits, over 90% of millions of rape kits in America have not even been tested. The president of the United States has been accused of over a dozen rapes. Many of the people, including the Washington Post journalist Charles Barkley and many others who have been critical of Charles Barkley in the wake of his death, have been silent about all of these other guys who have been accused of rape. They haven't said anything about Weinstein and Matt Lauer and Kirk Douglas and Elvis Presley and Jerry Lee Lewis and countless, man. Y'all just keep on going. Woody Allen, all these dudes, they have not said anything about. What's the guy named Moore out in Alabama, who was the senator in Alabama? This dude was accused of raping underage girls. He's in the Senate. And you got a number of other people that are in Congress who have been accused of rape, and there is no public outcry. All throughout America, rape is taking place right now. They don't care. The only time they care is when it's a situation where you have a famous person and that famous person is Black. Or it's some type of situation where it's the person who committed the rape is Black. Remember the white kid who raped the college student by the dumpster, and he had raped another one? He raped her, he admitted to raping her, and they gave him like probation or something. Man, these people do not care about victims of rape. I'm telling you, they don't. They just don't. Don't ever get that twisted. They do not care about victims of rape. They only care. It's like all of these white dudes who was raping people, in the 60s, and Emmett Till look at a white woman and they lynch him. They lynch him for looking at a white woman. But at that same time, white women were being raped by white men all over the country, by the thousands. And no white man got lynched. Not one white man was lynched in this country. Not one white man was lynched. The only time that people were lynched for actually being accused of raping was when those people were Black. That's it. It's like, we can rape the white women, but y'all can't rape them. They don't care about victims of rape. They just don't. Even the Black people who are acting like they're outraged, they don't care about victims of rape. Some of them have been victims of rape themselves. And they went after their uncles and daddies and stepdaddies and family friends and preachers, the pastors, like they're going after Kobe Bryant, and they've actually been sexually assaulted. They're not going after them like they're going after Kobe Bryant. They don't care about victims of rape. It's all about convenience with them. It's all emotional. I don't like them. I'm going after them. That's what it's about. I'm not going to go after my uncle, because if I go after my uncle, it just brings up old memories, and I just don't want to bring that up. I just want to forget about it. But you can't forget about Kobe. Come on, man. These people don't care. They're faking, man. It's all fake. Kid Cupid, what's up? I see you. It's all fake, family. Serena Santiago, what's up, Serena? What's that? Who is that? Shine? What's up, Shine? Look, I wish people did care about victims of rape. I'm gonna say it again. I care about victims of rape. I care about victims of sexual assault. I care about people that are violated. I just care about people. When people get violated, I feel like that should be justice. When somebody gets their rights violated in any kind of way, there needs to be some justice. But I'm telling you, these people are picking and choosing who they want to get justice from and who they want to get justice for. They're picking and choosing. Howard Hubert says, this is a well-needed platform for the voiceless. Right on, bro. Right on. Yeah, these people, I'm just saying, family, America does not care about victims of rape. The Me Too movement does not care about victims of rape. There are Black women who get raped in this country all the time. Me Too is not making a big deal out of it. They're just not. This is why Black women should not be a part of that movement at all. The Me Too movement, in my opinion, is an extension of feminism. It is not for Black women. I know that some Black women, you look around and see who you with, look around and see when things happen and things get moved. I'm talking about things that really count, when changes get made like that. Who's benefiting from those changes the most? Yet some people have degrees and they think just because they have a degree, it makes them smart. Some people, they just can't figure it out. Who was that? Myra in Chicago. What's up, Chicago? Ebony Gurley says, do you think the NBA should change the logo to a Kobe logo? I think Kobe had a greater impact than Jerry West, but at the same time, they could have changed the logo to Magic Johnson logo. They could have changed to Larry Bird logo. It could have been changed to the Dream logo at one point. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq at one point could have had the logo. We know that when Michael Jordan died, then everybody gonna be like, well, we ought to change the logo again, because it is most people's opinion, including mine, that Magic Johnson was the best to ever do it. Now, I've watched Kobe, and Kobe was one of the greatest, and I'm a huge fan and supporter of Kobe's. That heart, first and foremost, I don't care what you do in life. You can pick up trash, but if you got heart, I'm with you. I like that heart. And Kobe had heart. That boy was fearless. Michael Jordan was fearless, and he had that heart too. Not the heart as far as a good human being heart, but as far as a player, a competitor. He had that competitor's heart, and that drove him to greatness. And when Mike had that ball and that time was running out on that clock, if that ball was in Mike's hand, it was a high probability. And everybody knew that shot was about to be made. He was as money as they came when it came down to hitting those game-winning shots. And especially in the big games, in the big moments. So he had more of those type of moments than Kobe did. This is why I give Jordan the edge. And I don't even like Jordan as a person. As a ball player, in my opinion, he was the best. But I will never wear a Jordan jersey, a pair of sneakers, any type of memorabilia, because I don't believe that he is a good person. I think he's a user, and he don't care nothing about the people who wear his clothes or support him. What he did to Chamillionaire was reprehensible, in my opinion. So I would never support that dude. I don't care how great of a player he was, but you know, I just give credit where credit is due. Now, but Kobe, oh man, Kobe was the truth. He was the truth. Somebody said, who is this? Armia? It's like ARM. I can't tell if that's an M or N or what. I'll just say Benton. The last name is Benton. Most black people keep ranting about free Bill Cosby, and he kicked for Zimmerman too. He did? He said Trayvon Martin's death was about guns, not race. So people need to stop making this case about race. What? Bill said that? Hold on. Let me check that out. Bill Cosby. Wow. Oh, Bill. Actor and comedian Bill Cosby says that the debate over the killing of Trayvon Martin by a neighborhood watch volunteer should be focused on guns, not race. In an interview on CNN, State of the Union, aired Sunday, Cosby said calling George Zimmerman a racist doesn't solve anything. Cosby says the bigger question is what Zimmerman was doing with a gun and who taught him how to behave with it. I see where he's going with that. No. I see where he's going with that. Let's go a little further. The shooting, Cosby doing the interview, which taped Thursday afternoon, that said that he once owned a gun, but no longer does. He says there's a need to get guns off the streets and that people should be taught to use every possible alternative before shooting someone. I agree with all of that. I agree. You know what? I see where he's going with that. But it was about race too, though. It wasn't, it was about both. He's trying to get a solution there, but it was about guns, and the bigger question was what was he doing with a gun, and who taught him how to behave with it? Because really, that's really, if it came down to it, and that was an issue of race, then if Zimmerman knew how to behave with a gun, properly behave with a gun, then Trayvon Martin would still be alive to this day. He would still be alive because he wouldn't have been pulled out his gun like a coward and shot a kid, you see? And he probably wouldn't even have approached Trayvon, even if he didn't like Trayvon. He probably would not have even approached Trayvon if he didn't have the gun and he didn't intend on using it in a reckless manner. Because in his mind, I do believe that Zimmerman felt like, I got this gun, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna check him. And if things get too hectic, I'm gonna shoot him. And that's what he did. So I can't completely knock Bill on this one. That's why I wanted to go and read it myself. I wanted to make sure that I put it in the proper context. I do understand where he's coming from. It's like when I first got my hands on a gun, right? I didn't know how to behave with the gun. I didn't know how to properly behave with the gun because although I could fight very well, If I had the gun on me, it didn't matter if I could beat the person fighting. I'm gonna pull that gun out and I'm gonna shoot him. That was my mentality. So I didn't know how to properly behave with the gun. And it took a while for me to learn that. And once I learned that, now, you know, I'm responsible with guns now. You know, I know how to properly behave with the gun. And I know that I know the consequences of my actions. I know, you know, before I go there, I know that it's definitely have to be a situation where I am, you know, protecting my life, or I am protecting the life of what's mine, my family, you know. So I'm responsible with the gun now. But at that time, I didn't know how to behave with the gun. Nobody taught me how to behave, and I didn't take the time out to try to research how to behave with the gun. I was just, it was just me and my emotions that I've always had, and my way of thinking when it came to conflict resolution. When you know, you do this, I'm gonna do this. You do this, I'm gonna do this. You know, so I didn't really have conflict resolution skills. Like, I was raised in a household where you settle conflict with fists, guns, and insults. So one of those three is going to happen if you step out of line. And so you take a person with that type of mentality, then you put a gun in their hands, then you have a very dangerous person. So I understand where Bill is coming from with that part, but he cannot circumvent race. Race played a part in Trayvon being shot, and it also played a part in George Zimmerman beating the case. I'm gonna give a few more shout outs. Check out this, my super chat people and my members, and then I'm gonna shut it down, family, let y'all go ahead and about your business. And I'm gonna actually try to catch me a nice little movie or something, you know? Chad Jamal, I see. Who is that? Shine, I'm trying to see, how do you pronounce that? Masoki? Serena Santiago says, Charles isn't thinking about Kobe's wife or his familia grieving. Yeah. Yeah, but he's that type of dude, Serena. Charles is a selfish dude, and he never thinks about, well, I'll put it like this. He doesn't care about Black people grieving or Black people's pain, you know, and I know that his wife is not Black, but you know, she's married a Black man, and Charles Barkley don't care about that, because Charles Barkley's statements are made to hurt the Black community. That's what his statement is about. See, if the white community, whatever the white community temperature is, whatever their sentiments are, Charles Barkley's sentiments are going to be whatever the white community's sentiments are collectively. That's always going to be his sentiment, because he is a shield for white supremacy. That's who he is. So he's never going to say things like that are going to upset the white community or, you know, the status quo. He's not going to do that. He's a classic, we sick, step and fetch it, buck dancing, jigaboo. That's what he is. And his mama should be embarrassed, and his daddy should have pulled out. I appreciate y'all for joining the broadcast, family. Y'all have a good weekend. No more talk.